Good evening. I'm Dr. Jude Mellor, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to our Ashby School Open Evening today for Year 6ers looking to join us in September 2026. I absolutely believe that a great school is built on a really, really strong ethos. And we have our 3 R's that absolutely underpin everything that we do. To show respect, to accept responsibility, and to build resilience are pillars that we build our curriculum and build our provision here at Ashby around. We match those with our 2 value statements. The first, that anything is possible. We absolutely believe that with hard work and application, your young people can go anywhere they want to go. The world is their oyster, and we are here to help them start that secondary school journey. We also know that when we empower our young people to learn, that we give them the tools for secondary school, for sixth form, for university, for apprenticeships, for employment and beyond. And making sure that we match that aspiration for qualifications and skills is really, really vital. We offer that through our Key Stage 3 provision. Our Key Stage 3 is one of the most exciting things about moving from primary school to secondary school, because you get to explore all of those different subjects with teachers who are absolutely passionate about them. Our humanities embraces our geography, our history, our philosophy, religion, education. The arts, where you can explore, as you will have seen, those artistic areas of art, drama, music, those different design areas. You'll have smelt the beautiful biscuit smell coming out of food, but alongside textiles, product design and engineering. We offer languages, French for all and German for some on top of that. Computer science, and really starting to explore those different areas as well. And then that PE offer that builds into that GCSE as well. All of those aspects are there to be explored, and every student has opportunity there to find that thing that they really love about school. We're not always going to like all of those subjects, but with that really broad and balanced curriculum, there's an opportunity for everybody to find their passion, everybody to find their talent and their niche. We build around that as well some other aspects that we believe are really important to make sure that students who move from primary schools, for some of you, your primary school will be really small, into a school that is much bigger. You'll have walked our site today and gone, gosh, this is a really big school. We are geographically a really big school, and we have around 1,150 students on site here and a further 500 over in our sixth form, predominantly based on our Leicester Road campus just across the way. We know that feels like a really big step, and so we've worked really hard to make sure that we transition our young people through that step, making sure that we start work with them when places are allocated in March, link up with primary schools, they have opportunity to come and visit us, to think about those different aspects that they can explore. At the heart of that transition, though, sits our concept around empowering to learn. We want to make sure that our students have the skills to be successful learners at secondary school. We know that that's absolutely about continuing that work from primary schools around literacy, reading, writing, and those ICT literacy skills. The oracy, the ability to express themselves, articulate, argue decisively, put across their point of view, present themselves to an employer. Those skills need teaching if students are going to keep learning at them. And so we place that in our Empowering to Learn offer as well. And metacognition, the learning of learning. How do students transfer information from their working memory to their long-term memory? How do we make sure that actually as we prepare them in the longer term for GCSEs, they're really confident about what they've learnt and they connect it to other things that they've learnt around school as well? We do that through as well our concept of crew. Our forms are known as crews, our form tutors are known as crew leaders, and that aspect really builds those areas together underneath crew, which is coaching, reflection, enrichment and well-being, and making sure that broad offer for your young person is there. The Education Endowment Foundation, who underpin a lot of research in the UK around education, say that those things develop best when they're built onto concrete learning. And so within that Empowered to Learn curriculum, we wrap those learning skills around our careers provision, our personal development, and our philosophy, religion, and ethics education as well. Real learning learning to learn as we go. And all of those aspects are wrapped around our 3 Rs and developed around the global goals. Most importantly, in year 7, those lessons, 2 hours a week, are delivered by your child's crew leader, the person they see every morning, but also has that extended opportunity to get to know them, to build that relationship. We're never going to be the same as primary school. We don't have those very few adults working with your young person. There are more. But we allow that opportunity to build that relationship, that person that your child knows, that person that you know, that connection to make sure that that learning is supported as we develop through secondary school. We build that into our successful Key Stage 4. And my staff will tell you I say this a lot. Key Stage 4 has to be about the qualifications to open doors, but it has to be about the skills to make good use of those. An absolute plethora of brilliant grade 9s, if you can't articulate yourself at interview, you're not going to be able to get full worth out of them. And so we make sure they have those opportunities to develop that oracy, to build that confidence, to think about how they present themselves, to think about how they're going to build that full suite of qualifications and skills to be everything they want to be. Only about half of the students in this room now will do jobs that you and I recognise as jobs. The future of employment is ever so broad and ever so unknown, and we've got to give our young people the skills to step into that world and be successful in it, even if we don't quite know what it's going to look like. And so making sure that they have those opportunities at Key Stage 4 is really important. So we build our Key Stage 4 options around that. You'll see there is an addition of media. We offer GCSE PE. Some students will do a double language. We have triple science for very many of our students. And they'll also have opportunities to explore things like psychology and business within that GCSE offer. We are in languages for the vast majority. Our languages sits in our core at Key Stage 4, so they will do those Englishes, maths, triple science and language, but still have space for those 3 options. We believe that making sure students have that opportunity to pursue their passion is a really important part of them being successful as they move through our school. Many of you will be looking at those opportunities, or some of you and going, they're not quite right for my young person. And so we complement those where appropriate with our appropriate provision. That for us is often on site. We're really fortunate to have a really big site and the opportunity to offer lots of different aspects. And so we can blend that in a hybrid way where students will sometimes need that little bit of support. We also operate our Learning Inclusion Centre, the link, where some students can have those catch-up interventions if they need. We can do some work around ELSA, that emotional literacy. We can do some work around resilience. We can do some work around self-management and self-regulation. And so those opportunities to make sure we have that general offer, but that bespoke provision around it can be facilitated around that. And we work with our assistant head teacher for inclusion, or our SENCO, to make sure those opportunities are the right ones for the right people. Many of you will be looking at us because you'll go, actually, I want a school that's going to allow my student to progress all the way through to A-levels. And we are delighted to be able to have such a vibrant sixth form link to our school. Our Ashby sixth form is almost its own being, but it links really closely to our school. Our teachers work across both of those provisions. We have just welcomed 270 students into year 12. We expect that to be our running norm, so we have a sixth form of just over 500. And that means that we can offer nearly 30 courses. That breadth of curriculum is really, really strong. We also have a really great enrichment offer for that, and we also make sure that our students are engaged with leadership, charities, and all of those different areas in sixth form. That won't be the right fit for everybody, we know that, and so we work through the Positive Step 16 to make sure that students are supported to the right opportunity post-16 for them. It's not just about our sixth form, it's about every student finding the place that's going to allow them to do the thing that allows them to be successful. They are all different. Where we are able to pull all of those things together is through our achievements, and we're really pleased to see those positive results up there for GCSEs and for A-levels. We're incredibly pleased to have had our first ever student to gain 9 grade 9s. We think that's a fantastic achievement. But you'll see as well, as we look at those students going on to universities and different courses, but also into those apprenticeships, also into those employment opportunities. It's really important for us that those students have the opportunity to look at that future, to see what it may be for them, and for us to support them into that, and keeping that aspiration really, really high. Every single one of our students who left us in last year's Year 11 left with at least 1 qualification. That's a really, really valid effort from all of those young people. It isn't just about qualifications, though. It's about making sure they have opportunities to explore lots of different things. And our young people have lots of opportunities to go on trips, to engage in field work, to look at different aspects as well. Our geography trips, fieldwork is a vital part of GCSE for geography as well. We do some team building at places like Bow Manor. We run reward trips. Some of your young people will have visited us for the primary school science fair in our Key Stage 3 area. A really, really amazing experience. The learning in there is fantastic. We work with other local companies like Rainbow Waste, but also companies like Pladis, making sure our opportunities to have a look at industry, to see inside that world of employment, to generate those aspirations, and our Formula One in school. And we were really successful in that area of those racing teams, so successful that they brought us a Formula One car for us to have on site and to look at, which was just amazing. They didn't let me sit in it. I'm a bit gutted, but it was an absolutely fantastic opportunity for our young people. I hope you've had a chance to look at our facilities. We are an amazing site, and our PE facilities that are over on Leicester Road are equally fantastic as we build into that sixth form campus. Our beautiful library, we make sure that all of our students have access to that, so different year groups have different days in the library to make sure they get access to that regular opportunity to swap their books. And it's lovely to talk to so many young people who are reading as they move around school, and their passion about what they're reading is brilliant. We have those catering outlets, so the one outside, but also our Key Stage 3 dining room. This area is for years 7 and 8. They can go out, but our older students can't come in. And again, it's just another way that we support that transition from something smaller to something bigger, knowing they've got that space that is just that little bit kind of more facilitated for our younger students. They have ballpark, and there's another one for Key Stage 4, that outdoor space to play in, but they can go out into all of that breadth of outdoor space. We also have beautiful facilities like our theatre, music concerts, opportunities if that is an interest and a passion, and also the photos around the side from the amazing productions that we've put on. At Key Stage 4 and 5, historically, but we did our first Key Stage 3 production of Shrek last year, and what a success it was. We have the ICT facilities as well, the science labs that you'll have a chance to look at, and as I say, if you get a chance to pop into design, the facilities there and our refurbished food room are an absolute joy for us to be able to work with. Again, some of those opportunities beyond that. At the bottom is our colour run. Students went home absolutely covered in different colours and raised a huge amount of money, over £3,000 for the Children's Hospital appeal, which was a really great event to just see all those students interacting with staff who were equally covered in different colours. Our sporting successes, but also those charity events like the netball marathon, where students were part of teams that kept a netball match going for an inordinately large amount of hours, because it's really important that we have that sense of belonging, of being something bigger than ourselves. To work with companies and organisations like Leicester City, and you can see the Shrek photograph up there. As I say, it was an absolute joy. We know that if we're going to have really high expectations of young people, it's important we support around those as well. All of our year groups from 7 through to 13 have a year team leader. They're not a teacher, they're a member of our pastoral team, and that means they're available all the time to support your young people. That person will transition out of year 11 and into year 7, and that makes sure that they've got time to do that work with primary schools, to get to know your young people before they arrive, to work with their teachers, to find out what makes them tick, what support they might need as well. We have their crew leaders who work with them each morning, help them with their goal setting, think about that pastoral support, and some of those, where possible, move through the school with them and develop that relationship over a longer period of time as well. We also have a wellbeing year team leader who supports students where they need that little bit of extra wraparound, and as I've alluded to, those facilities in the link where those students need that little bit of extra bespoke support to make sure that they can access our curriculum as fully as possible. I hope that's given you a little bit of a flavour about us as a school. Our published admission number for next year is 232. That's how many students we will take into next year's Year 7. So 8 crews across that year group. And the deadline for admissions is via the local authority portal on the 31st of October. We are always oversubscribed. It's really important that you meet that deadline because late applications obviously don't get processed in the same process and wait till the end. We are unlikely to have spaces if your application is in late. If you need any more information around those, you can find some support in the dining room. Members of my senior team are around to ask questions too as well. I'm going to finish by why Ashby. I think Ashby is a fantastic place to be. It's a fantastic place to work. It's a fantastic place to study. We strive constantly to balance that aspiration and that support to make sure that our young people have a fantastic opportunity for learning and the support and the investment that they need to go on and have those really, really successful futures wherever that way may be. We really hope that you've seen lots of things here tonight that you like and that will fit with your young person. But as I say, if you do have any questions, please make sure you get them answered before tonight. We're really happy to answer those. Thank you so much for listening.